Welcome back to the Witch's Way podcast. I'm Kat.
And I'm Jamie. And tonight we are getting into witchcraft basics for beginners. Such a good topic. We're going to be exploring some simple tools, some rituals, and practices that anyone, literally anyone, can incorporate into their daily lives to support healing and personal growth, because that's what witchcraft's all about.
These are our essentials for getting started. They are very practical and accessible ways to build a meaningful practice. We have 3 areas that we feel are important to talk about for beginners. The first, witchcraft as a personal and spiritual path. Second, essential tools for beginners. And third, simple practices for everyday life. Let's jump into it.
Witchcraft as the spiritual path. I don't feel like that's said enough. And I think that this is where, when people hear the word witch or witchcraft, they're fucking thinking Hollywood. And truly, what is witchcraft? Witchcraft is a spiritual path. That's it. It's just a deviation from the norm. What witchcraft really is, because I think it's very important that when you're building your practice, you define it for yourself. But for us, again, these are all of our essentials. But what witchcraft really is, number one, it is connection with nature. It's when you are pulled from going into a building to find God or goddess to then you're pulled to nature to find God or goddess, like however you want to see that. But that is what witchcraft really is for me. It's honoring the earth's cycles. Okay, so if we watch what the earth does, we go through the same kinds of cycles, and that way we feel even more connected to nature. Honoring life and treating it with kindness and compassion.
We need so much more of that in
right?
our world.
And by life, I mean all
today.
people, all races,
even
all cultures.
Even people that you don't agree with.
Even don't meet hate with hate.
Yeah, don't meet hate with hate.
Who just said that? Jason Kelsey.
Yeah.
The whole phone thing. Well, he said, I met hate with hate.
Yeah, well, Molly McCord just did a podcast for right after the election, and she talked about that. Like, don't feed into that.
Yeah.
You know, spread your light.
Yeah.
Spread your
light.
Spread lightness.
Yeah.
And not hate. Because why?
Don't fall into it. I think that's where we got to make a boundary for ourselves.
Well, and that, that brings up, that's our ego talking.
Yeah.
When we're in that mode where it's all about us and our feelings and what we think and our beliefs, and everybody else is wrong, or all the people who don't believe like us are wrong, that is ego. And witchcraft is really about getting to your higher self.
Absolutely.
achieving a place for you where you rise above. That's your higher self, where you elevate yourself from these base emotions.
And I want to bring up something. If you find it very hard to rise above it, that is called pride. And that is something that you should look into. When we are unable to detach ourselves from other people doing negative shit and we get involved in it and we're like, no, but we're right. We're standing up for the right thing. That's still pride, because you can stand up for something and not be involved in it. You can fucking walk away. You can be the light in somebody else's life. Don't waste your light on the darkness where the people are being dark and being shitty and being mean. So that's what witchcraft is for us. I want to make sure we know what we're focusing on. Is it's getting out of our ego and towards our higher self, like Kat said.
Yeah. So your higher self involves a balanced perspectives where we recognize our strengths and limitations. We acknowledge others, and most importantly, we're open to learning and growth.
That's right.
That is such a powerful statement, I feel like. And I don't think that... I'm in a lot of different Facebook groups. I follow like every one of them, and I just read the posts to get a feel for what's going on, so that to keep my
to
tap into what people are talking about. And I don't feel like you're right that witchcraft as a spiritual path is not something that's talked about, and many people that come to it do have this idea of the craft or practical magic, where they think that these are the types of things that they should be trying to do, and they're not really seeing it as a way to for growth, for spiritual growth
and healing. I mean, when we grow spiritually, we're healing the damaged parts of ourselves, because we are humans and we've been through shit. And witchcraft is really about healing those parts of ourselves so we can be better, so that we can rise above ego and find higher self. Like, that's what we have to get out of. Witchcraft in movies in Hollywood, that's ego-based, right? Witches get what they want. They do a spell. They control people. They manipulate things. They make shit move. They get their coffee ordered the way they want. Like, whatever. It's so not the enlightened part of ourselves. It's more like it's feeding into that ego side of, I do magic so I get what I want and everybody else can fuck off. And that's just not what it's about.
So, which brings us to, like, why are people drawn to witchcraft? Some of the motivations behind it. Hopefully it's self-discovery and autonomy, us being in charge of our journey and not a Messiah.
I didn't know how else to word that. I almost said Jesus, but that was such a specific thing. But, like, think about that.
Yeah, so really it's this one God, the one God thing.
A one true God.
The one true God that people...
That religions.
Each claim this one true God. So what motivated... One of the things... Well, I left religion a long time ago, but one of the things that I really liked about the witchcraft as a practice, as a spiritual practice, was being able to reclaim this relationship with something outside of myself. And I'd not really had that. And once I left religion, I was like, I'm nothing, right? I mean, I don't have a relationship.
You're alone.
I'm alone.
Yeah.
So being able to be in this practice and to connect with what I call the universe or the spirit,
the collective.
Yeah. That's what I think when I think universe. I say, oh, thank you, universe. When I get a gift or something, or an acknowledgement from the universe of something that I've been thinking about, and then something shows up in front of me, like, oh, you're listening.
Your heart-shaped rock.
My heart-shaped
rock.
So that was a big deal for me because for so many years, from when I left religion until I found witchcraft, and took this journey as a spiritual journey for growth, I had been lacking. And so it was really a comfort to me, actually, to have that connection with something outside of myself, something bigger than me, a source. Yeah.
I think that's why I was so drawn to witchcraft, is because when I went into other religious practices, and I didn't become a part of any of them, but I wanted to learn. I was like, other people find comfort in this. Why can't I? Right? There's got to be something here for me. And what I found was, you didn't have your own autonomy to have your own practice and conversation. Like, no, there was
religion.
Yeah, in religion, it was believe this or else. And then it was like, there's only one way to the afterlife. And that was like through, and I didn't know what else to say besides Messiah, giving it to all religions. They all have a Messiah name, I think. But I found that in all the religions where you weren't allowed to just be you and source have a relationship.
You and God have a relationship.
You and goddess, you and the universe,
Right.
Like, you had to go through other people. There were all these mediators, basically.
Yeah.
You have to tell your sins to a priest or whatever.
I used to go to confession every week.
So I think that self-discovery and autonomy is something that we're looking for, and why we turn to witchcraft, because it is such an independent, personal practice for each of us, unique to each individual.
Another thing that this does is it allows us to reclaim our personal power, which I feel like so many times we give up without even realizing that we're giving it up.
Yeah. We don't even know we have power because somebody's already claimed it for themselves.
Yeah. So this is like, if you felt unloved or unwanted or unimportant or feeling lost or not knowing your purpose, these are things that leave you feeling powerless. And you can get that. You can reclaim that when you reclaim yourself. I feel like you reclaim yourself.
You do.
When you when you use witchcraft as a spiritual journey, and not everybody does, but for us, that's what that is.
Yeah.
So that reclaiming your power, and
because it's reclaiming your independence, that anybody else gets to tell you how to practice and what a relationship looks like between you and the universe, or you and a god or a goddess. That you get to decide that.
Well, and also all those feelings of being unloved or unwanted, I think we just, for me at least, and it's been a process of coming to an understanding that the people that left me feeling unloved or unwanted or unimportant, they were all on their own journey. And the things that they did, like, I have parental issues, both mother and father, mommy and daddy issues. I got both. And, but what I've finally come to accept over years of rethinking, all the things that happened to me as a kid, is that they were just young people that were inexperienced and had their own lives and were trying to raise children when they were in their 20s and dealing with all the things that they were dealing with in the world. And it made me see, especially my mom, it's like, because we really had a contentious relationship. And at some point in time, I realized that she was just a hurt little girl herself, and she was trying to raise sons and daughters, and doing the best that she could.
Yeah. I think that it also, it redirects how we think about authority and authority figures, that people can have control over us and our afterlife, because religion has really done that. They believe they control us here, and then that controls the afterlife of what we get. Yeah. And that's part of the reclaiming your personal power. And I think then you find like-minded people that support this idea, just like religion has buildings that they go into to do it. Our place is nature and other women and, holidays, all the witches' holidays, getting together to celebrate. Yeah.
Finding your little group of people.
Finding your vibe tribe.
even if it's online initially, until you find people in your own community that you can connect with.
Yes.
So witchcraft's, here's a couple ways that witchcraft supports healing and growth. It's, it can address your emotional and spiritual issues, or well-being rather. A holistic way to do that.
Because you're not seeking validation from others, like outside of yourself. Holistically is like you're starting to care more for yourself.
And I think, and this sounds a little bit selfish, but you start thinking more about yourself, and you start spending time on reflecting on choices that you've made and things, maybe biases that you have, and you start to change those things, change those ways of thinking, because you realize they don't serve you.
Yeah. And it's not selfish, it's self-care. Yeah. I think what we're taught to believe, that taking care of ourselves is more selfish, that we're supposed to be sacrificing for others, especially as women. It's like, nope, that's just a mother's sacrifice. Well, how about fuck that? Like, that's not true. And
how about fuck that?
How about fuck that? We should be taking care of ourselves so that we can take better care of our children. And that's it. I think that you become, in a witchcraft spiritual practice, I think you become your own medicine. I think you become your own fucking therapist, which I love, because all my journals to myself and figuring my own things out and doing my tarot, I have become a therapist for myself,
Yeah.
And then the unconditional love that we need, we give it to ourselves first, and then we're free to love others more freely, that we don't have conditions set on ourselves. I'll love myself more when I'm skinny. I'll love myself more when I learn how to dress better. I'll love myself. There's all these external things, again, the validation that we're looking for externally. But really, when we start loving ourselves unconditionally and be like, I'm fucking cute, I love myself, look at this good hair, look at these eyes, look at these hips, look at this butt, whatever it is, you start to love yourself. You start to love the way you interact with people. You start to love the way that you treat your friends, your family.
That changes the way, when you have that unconditional self-love, it really does change the way that you interact with other people.
It does,
the way you see the world.
And the way you see people treating you even.
And the way you see people treating you, and the way you treat people, because you realize, I feel so good. This love feels so good that I want to spread this to other people.
The light.
So at least I have, in my instances anyway, with my resting bitch face, I've found myself being kinder and smiling more and being friendlier,
Yeah.
And the response to that was so, it was transformative is what it was, because I was like, holy shit, really, I have the power to do this. I really have the power to like put a smile on somebody's face and make their day just by smiling and saying something nice to them. That's really powerful.
It's shifting the energies, So now that we have a sense of what witchcraft truly is for Kat and I, and why it's so meaningful. We talk about how meaningful this is because it really does shift your energy. It changes things. Let's get into some of the foundational tools for beginners that you can do to start your practice. I mean, because that's what is really known to the world, right? All the witchcraft tools that we have available to us and how they're supposed to change our lives. But truly, it starts with the first thing. It starts with your spiritual path and deciding who you are and how much you're going to love yourself. Then you get into tools.
And, when we talk about doing that, it's a process. If you're new to this and you're just coming in and you're like, I'm not really feeling this yet, just stick with it, because it takes time, and it takes you looking back on things and then having this awareness of how you're of your thoughts and some of your habits and things. So, yeah, it's a process. I guess I just want to point that out.
It is a process.
Because it didn't happen for me. I've been doing this for over 5 years now, and it didn't happen overnight. Things happened that made me aware of things that I was doing, and I was like, oh, shit, I really want to be better than that.
Yeah. Well, I've been doing it 25 years, and I still find things that I'm able to work on, reflect on, do better, You know, the growth doesn't stop. When you're dedicated to this, the growth doesn't stop. You just keep advancing. You keep taking little steps forward. It's not always major, huge growth. Some years are like that. But other years, it's just you're going along. You keep getting better at your path. You keep doing more things. You have influence and spreading light and love. And yeah.
And despite what you see on Etsy, Pinterest, and everywhere else, you do not need to buy a bunch of stuff, even though you see super cool pictures of people with their whole apothecary stuff. I mean,
it's a goal for some
of the, hashtag goals, right?
Hashtag
witchcraft goals.
But then you got to dust them all, and that's when I stop myself. I'm just thinking
you
practically.
Got to spend all the money on them too,
money,
and so
time,
you don't.
Maintenance.
It's a lot. So you can start really small. So one of our favorite things is candles and color magic. With candles and color magic kind of go together. Because you can choose candles of certain colors. I always love the candles for the scents, though. I go and start picking up all the candles in the store and smell them. And when I find something that I really like, I really don't care about the color. I'm like, I love that smell. I can just smell my whole house smelling like that.
Oh, yeah. So I didn't put on here, like, oils and scents and stuff, but that's so relevant. Like, that's an easy one to do for a beginning tool, because smells they'll change the way we feel. It'll shift our energy, and that's what all of these tools that we're talking about are. Their purpose is to help shift your energy.
So if you're just starting, candles, just start with candles, and then
if you like them,
color magic. So when we say color magic, that can be with your wardrobe. You know, like look at what you're wearing, or what you want to wear, or choose clothes in colors that make you feel a certain way, like black for protection or red for confidence and strength. And if you're not sure about what color's what, you can look up chakras.
They're so easy.
And then you can get a sense of what each of the chakra colors is for, and that can guide you. I was big on red for like years and years and years. Red was like my favorite color. And then I moved to Florida, and all of a sudden it's like teals and blues, and now it's shifted to purple. Now I'm like very much in my purple era.
Ooh.
You know, so that and purple is third eye.
Yeah, well, the crown chakra, third eye. Yeah. Both. They're each a different, like one's indigo, one's purple.
One's indigo, one's purple. Okay,
Same.
well, it's the crown.
Yeah.
Because that's where I want to be, actually. So I'm like surrounding myself, and I'm drawn to that color because that's where I'm trying to focus.
Trying to bring that energy in.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I think for crystals, that's a huge thing for like witchy girls, you know. We kind of get made fun of a little bit for crystals, but crystals hold an energy about them. They each have their own individual energy like colors do, and it resonates with you. So it's literally a vibration that you feel when you're around them that feels better or sometimes doesn't feel good at all. And if you're carrying a lot of crystals on you and your normal friends are just like, you seem off today, you're different, what's going on with you? They may have issues with some of the crystal vibrations of like self-love or harmony or whatever, protection. They're like, oh, you're shifting, something's happening. And that's been interesting to see when I've been around different people carrying my protective stones, wondering if the relationships are healthy for me or not. Nope, because they definitely they weren't as talkative, they weren't as forthcoming or open, they didn't say as much. And I was there as an like observer, watching it all kind of happen, and they got uncomfortable enough to leave. It's like, yeah, that lets me know the protection is working, and I need to start letting this relationship go, or you know, just let it fade out.
Yeah,
you can feel the energy crystals, or the crystal. What am I saying? The energy of the crystals. Sometimes
I
Not
especially
always,
like
but
crystals. I like to wear them. You know, like jewelry. I mean, necklaces are always really great. And rings. And bracelets, I guess. That's the thing.
And earrings. The only thing I don't have is anything to go in my hair yet. But I'll get there.
But when you think about crystals that you want, like if you're just starting out and it's like, I don't know which crystals to buy, just go buy what you're drawn to. Go where you can look at a bunch of crystals and then
touch them.
And then touch them.
Yeah,
and feel
hold
them and let yourself be pulled to whatever you're pulled to, and trust that that's something that you're needing. And then once you buy that crystal, then you can go and find out what that crystal's about, because it's going to tell you something. You're going to realize why you were drawn to this. Like, oh shit, you know, this is a stone that is for confidence. And wow, you know, I've really been feeling, I don't really feel good about myself, so I really need that. So I think
I have a slight story for that one.
You do?
Yeah. And I think I'm saying the stone right, but it's this beautiful blue stone that sort of looks like kyanite, but that's been not shined, but like
polished?
Rounded, polished off kind of, but you can still see all the flecks in it, like it's a malachite, fuck, I can't think of the names now, because I didn't have this story prepared, it's like just came to me, but it's called apatite, and it, I loved it, the blue of it, and blue has just been my color my whole life, blue and purple. So I got it. I was so attracted to it. Do you know what the fuck its purpose was?
What?
Weight loss. And I have always felt chubby like my whole life. And so when I learned that, I was like, perfect, universe. Thank you. Just call it out on me. I appreciate it. This apatite. I mean, now that I look at it, now I hear appetite.
I know. I just heard appetite when you said it.
Appetite. Because I was like, am I saying that right? I don't know. But it's a very, very pretty blue stone. And yeah.
Was that one of your first ones that you got?
No, it's a huge chunk that I got when I first moved to Florida.
Oh, okay.
There was this store in Ybor City because I lived in Tampa before. So Ybor had this awesome crystal store, and it's just this big blue chunky stone. I was like, I don't know what you are. And they're not the kind of store that had the little cards with it. No, they just had stones from all over the world. That's the only thing it had on it was like where it was from, Madagascar. And I loved it. And I was like, I eyed
appetite.
it. Appetite. Appetite. Yep. And it's for people who may want to lose weight. I was like,
Or maybe it's saying, you're all right the way you are.
Maybe. But that was one of my insecurities for a long time. That's why I stayed single a long time. I never felt good enough. I was always like, I could be thinner. I could be this. I could, I want smaller boobs or something. Like, I wanted to fit into the Forever 21 kind of style. Man, no. They need like a Forever 160 pounds like store for me because it's never been easy to get below that. So 5'6" and 160, yeah, where's that store for me with big boobs? I don't know. So that's a crystal story that just popped in my head.
Okay, and then herbs. So when you're thinking about herbs, you know what? Okay, what do we want to say about herbs, Jamie? Using them by burning, shifting energy by burning, or just exposure to them. But also, when you think about herbs, instead of thinking about going to like a store when you're like, I don't know what this herb is.
Yeah.
Teas.
Tea. I know. That's the simplest way.
So many teas. I have elderberry tea. There's chamomile.
I have a juniper tea.
There's all these different teas that they make that have herbs in them. And they can serve as little spell,
Yes.
Little.
It's like a spell satchel.
It's spell satchel.
Exactly. I know. I've looked them up so many times. So I bought a really awesome little tea organizer because I can't stop myself when I see a new tea, and I'm like, that's gonna be so good.
I know you have a whole cupboard full
like
of teas.
Dedicated to teas. I know.
Yeah, she does. It's like
I have
three shelves of
tea
teas,
addiction.
and they're like four things deep.
Yeah.
You guys know how big tea boxes. They're not that big, but she's got like 3 shelves of them in her kitchen.
It's too many. But I do drink a lot of tea. I offer people tea.
I come over and steal some sometimes.
Listen, they need to be stolen.
Because she has enough.
I do. And I just can't stop. I don't know why. But I have them like, there's different times when I feel different ways. I'm like, oh, you know what I really want? I want that. I have an elderberry green tea. You said you have an elderberry tea?
I have an elderberry tea.
Ooh, I have an elderberry green tea. I love it. Oh, it turns purple too.
I love your elderberry tea that turns purple.
I love that one so much.
It's the coolest thing ever.
I know.
Mine doesn't turn purple. I don't know. Yeah.
You need to come steal some of mine.
I need to know which one that is. So herbs help us shift energy, and we can do that with as simple as tea. So you don't have to go out and buy a bunch of herbs or a whole
apothecary type thing.
Yeah. You don't need that, especially starting out.
What I think is that if you want to know what to buy, crystal, herb, candle, color, whatever just these simple things we're talking about, the best thing to do is to ask yourself, what am I in need of right now? What do I wish I had more of right now in my life? Maybe it's confidence, maybe it's happiness, maybe it's love. Now you have a word associated with, you can find a crystal for love, you can find a tea for love, you can find a candle color for love, you can find a scent for love, you can dress with colors that are love.
Yep.
So find your need and then fill it with the tools instead of buying the tools first and trying to fit them into your life. I think that that's where we go wrong a little bit.
Yeah, absolutely. I know when I started out, I just started buying all kinds of stuff.
Because it's beautiful.
Because it's cool.
The aesthetic and all that.
I like having it. I was like, this is so, and I started collecting things with no idea why I was collecting them.
Yeah. Which is not bad. It's not bad, but it's unnecessary.
But eventually I collected things on purpose. Like when this huge tree fell 2 years ago for Hurricane Ian, this massive tree fell down the street from me. I don't know if it was oak or not.
Oh, no. I know which one you're talking about.
It was so big.
Yeah.
It was
with the yellow flowers. It had all the yellow flowers on it.
It was just so huge, and it was so sad to see it. And I knew this tree had to be 250 years old or something like that, just really old. So I took bark from that tree and I saved it because I'm like, I felt like that was important. So I still have it. So if I ever want to use it for like protection or whatever with that the energy that came with that tree of being there all that time.
Yeah.
I haven't used it yet, but I put it in an airtight jar and I've saved it for when the day comes when I'm going to need it. Those kind of things,
That's the type of shit you find in witches' houses. Like, if we were to die and somebody comes in and starts looking at it, they're like, what the fuck is this tree bark doing in a piece of glass? Like, why, what?
And why do you have butterfly wings and snake skin?
Oh, I have so many. People might think I'm super weird. Like, I have the one little kind of, I don't even know what you call it. I think it's actually made for collages and stuff, but you stick little pins in it and you put like scrapbooking things in it. No, I have filled it with all of the different, I don't want to say they're dead insects, but they kind of are dead insects, or the sheddings of insects when they're growing. Like big spiders, they shed their skin every year so they could grow bigger. And I just keep that stuff. I don't know. When I find it, I was like, ooh, look at you. It's so delicate. Like, it's such a delicate little exoskeleton.
So these are not basics, but these are things that you might find yourself doing, and if you do, it's perfectly normal.
Perfectly normal. Just learn to organize it and store it well.
Just store it well and organize it, and then wait for the day when you, it'll come eventually.
It can fill a need later.
It'll eventually fill a need. But I like your advice to think about
your needs first.
What you need, what you want to bring into your life right now at this moment, like what's lacking,
right?
And then
get stuff according to that.
Then you have a word, to go with, like, an association. I'm really sad or whatever. So, okay, so the next thing for basics, creating a sacred space.
Yeah, so with all these tools, you sort of want a place to keep them or to use them or to honor them or to reflect on them. And creating that sacred space, which could be anything from a shoebox that you hide to an open altar to a whole fucking armoire desk full of stuff. It could be as much as you want. But having a space just for yourself for that sacred time when you're reflecting, when you're journaling, when you're maybe pulling a card, whatever you're able to do. And even if that's on the go, because I have traveling altars and I have a bag where I take that around. And that's when I pull out all my stuff from my tarot bag, like when I lay all my crystals out and I do all this stuff, I create my sacred place where I go. So there's probably two kinds. I didn't write that down, but thinking about it, there's two kinds of sacred places. The one you create wherever you are, and you have a whole ritual around, like, I'm claiming this space right now. I'm asking for my team of light to come in. And then there's the place in your home where you're like, this is my sacred space where all of my magical shit goes, and that's the way I like it. So don't touch it. No, just kidding. I'm somebody I don't care if people touch my stuff, and I love it when they ask questions. But, create a sacred space that is, it's an important thing to set aside to do your energy work there at that place. Feed that sacred spot, Know that that's when you light that candle when you're sitting there, like you're inviting in the universe to help give you signs or talk to you, to feel connected.
You're lighting a candle, you're pulling a tarot card. You're lighting a candle, you're writing in your journal.
Yeah. It's just for you. This is a space that you get to claim for yourself for your practice. I think that's probably one of the harder things that when witches get into it, they're not ready to tell everybody. They're not ready to be like flying their witch flag. Right. So creating secret sacred places is also okay. Like desk drawers and stuff.
Yeah,
they can get super
a lot of
cute.
times. But if you just have a candle and some herbs and a crystal or two, nobody's going to even know what that is. And I've got things arranged on little trays. I like to use like trays. That's what I like, because you can fit stuff on there and you can pick them up and move them and stuff and rearrange them. So that's something that I use.
oh my gosh, when I lived in Japan, they had a dollar store there. It was called the 100 yen store, because yen, the Japanese dollar. They would sell these little Zen gardens. And I know you can get them now in America where it's sand and a little rake and little, but in Japan, they went so far as they had little wells and rocks where you made a path, and then you'd have like a little gazebo, and this was all a little set. And what it was meant to do is that as you take care of this miniature yard or Zen garden, you're just there with it. You're being very mindful. You're in the moment. You're not off thinking about other things. And they would have them at work so that people could de-stress and be mindful and sort of step back from the day-to-day busy all up in your head to just being present in the moment. I used to have 3 of them. One even had little koi fish, because I'm a Pisces. Aww. So I had these little tiny koi fish that went through the garden. Oh my God, so cute.
I love that.
So thinking about taking your little trays and then you get to move it all around and decorate it with stuff. Yes, I loved it. It's one of my favorite things.
With the pretty rocks you find,
with the pretty rocks. Yes, all of it.
So choose tools. Choose tools.
Choose tools.
Choose tools that resonate with you. Everybody's practice is unique, and you may go from tool to tool. You may move through tools. Yeah. For a while, you may use your tarot cards or your oracle cards or just any
or a pendulum.
You may use these tools and then you'll set them aside for a while. Yeah. That's what I have found. I haven't pulled a tarot card in a couple of weeks, but I used to pull a tarot card and an oracle card every morning.
We just pulled tarot cards on Tuesday. I know we did.
Did we just do it on Tuesday?
Didn't we?
We pulled one, but
one.
But anyway, it used to be a ritual for me. Yeah. Every single day, every morning, I would ask for a message or some guidance from the universe, and I would pull 2 cards, and then I would write about it. So, but you'll find that the tools that you use, you'll go through phases. You'll go through phases with them where you'll always use tarot, or for a while you'll use it, and then you will set it aside and you won't need it again, and then you'll come back to it later when you need it, when you're starting to need those messages.
I was a heavy journaler a couple years ago, and I journaled heavy for about 3 years, and then last year I really fell off the journaling wagon, and I have not been able to pick myself back up and get on it, which I miss. I miss it a lot, but I guess I don't miss it enough to do it,
Well, yeah, there's just times when you don't have the energy for, you can't
the
settle.
Heavy work.
For the heavy work of journaling, because journaling takes, it takes you being quiet and having that time, and sometimes it's hard to slow down. So with the tools in mind that we've talked about, we're already well on our way.
Oh, yes.
So let's now talk about some beginner-friendly rituals and daily practices that can help you bring these tools to your life and into your everyday routine.
I think that for simple rituals and practices for everyday life, one of the first things is what do we do in the morning and in the evening? Because I think everybody already has sort of their ritual, even though we don't call it that, we call it a habit. You already have a ritual that you do in the morning. Whether you get up, you go pee, you brush your teeth, you weigh yourself, you head straight for the coffee pot,
walk your dog.
We have rituals already set up. We have routines. Yep. We can call a routine a ritual when we put intent behind it. So that's a good thing to mention, that intentions are why we're doing the thing, what goal we have in mind with it. Rituals are also about the mindfulness. You're not just going through the motions. So, when you're brushing your teeth.
Awareness. You become aware.
Yeah, you stay in the moment.
Space. Yeah, you stay in the moment.
I know sometimes when I'm brushing my teeth, I'm thinking, can I just hurry up and get this over with? This is the most unfun part of my day. Blah, 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 brush this one, get this one over here. Oh, make sure I get behind the teeth.
3 minutes. The tongue. Is it 3 minutes? 2 or 3 minutes with electric? My dentist made me switch. Said electric's better. Yeah. Because electric's timed, I guess. That's why. That's what I thought it was. It was timed. But then the last time I asked her, and she said, no, it's because we don't want you brushing so hard. It's more of controlled, so you're not brushing your gums really hard. Yeah. But yeah, you're right. That's a pretty boring time of the year where I'm waiting for the thing to go off. Boring time of the morning, rather. Morning and evening. But the point is, Jamie's making, is that you already have some rituals or some habits that you're doing. Routines, morning and night. In the evening, you're probably taking off your makeup. Maybe you're taking a shower. You're putting lotion on. on, all these things.
You have your little things you do.
You have your little things that you do before you go to bed. So this is a good time where you can start to incorporate other little practices, and also
that
the
are with
practice
intention
of switching that habit to a ritual by putting an intention with it, by becoming aware or having an awareness around it and like the intent.
Yeah. So what's important here is that you're building a skill of making things feel important from the inside of you out, right? Like an example would be, we watch a movie and it stirs emotions in us, right? Like sometimes they're sad, happy, comedies, whatever. I don't know, futuristic horror movies. I used to love horror movies. Can't do it now. Even a book or a song. These external things stir emotions in us. And what we're really looking to do is witchcraft, rituals, and practices are about us controlling the feeling inside and being able to create it without the external thing being there. To be able to say, right now, I want to feel love. Okay, so if I was to say that to you as the listeners right now on the other side, I want you to, if you can, close your eyes right now and make yourself feel love. What do you start envisioning? Is somebody hugging you? Are you being stared at by somebody who loves you deeply? Is it your children being around you? Is it holding your baby for the first time? But like, what are the things that bring up that emotion inside of you without the thing being in front of you that make you feel loved? That's learning to control your inner world and your feelings and your thoughts. And that's how we start manipulating our own energies. And that's what rituals do. We have these little practices that we do where we practice making ourselves feel a certain way without necessarily an external influence. This is what that mindfulness is. This is where we sit still with ourselves. You know, you can close your eyes, you can do breath work, but you're really just trying to up your energy, you know? Go from a place of stagnant, I'm fine, everything's okay, boring, to happiness, you know, joyful, gratitude, feeling really grateful for the life that you're given, the day that you're about to start, and all the ways that you can make it beautiful and magical.
Oh, and that's such an important thing. Is I think also when we become aware of what we're feeling and not just going, it's just happening to us like outside of ourselves. Autopilot, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Then also a wonderful thing to incorporate into our lives, if you're not already expressing, is gratitude for what you have, because gratitude is this high level emotion.
Mm-hmm.
And when you feel gratitude, or when you express gratitude, then you know, you're going to draw that's such a high vibration, and you'll draw that high vibration. It changes the way you see things too. When you're like, I am so happy. I love my house and I love my life, and I'm just so grateful for all the things that I have.
As a ritual in the morning, I walk out of my bedroom door, and the way that my living room looks and everything, I always feed energy into my space by speaking it. And I will always say, God, I love my house. Like this place, I just feel so good in here. This place is so beautiful. And I must say that most people who come to my house, one of the first things they say when they walk in, not through my bedroom door, but through the front door, which they're seeing the same space as me, they're like, wow, like this is really, what a house. This is so amazing. What an amazing space. And it's not like I'm fancy and shit. Okay, no, I'm very simple. I've got like a very modern, minimalistic design. But I feed energy into my environment that speaks love. That helps me as a ritual. I think that helps the way that my home feels. So that's one of my small morning rituals. When you said you love your house and being grateful, I was like, oh, I do that.
And I do. I look around my house. I'm like, man, I really love it here. I love all the things that I've done. So remember to set intentions. I'm using air quotes for set intentions. Means thoughts and actions are aligned with your goal. So you have a clear desire that fuels that fire, and goals that define.
Goals defined, use actions aligned.
Goals.
Okay. I tried to be melodic here. And
Could you just not?
Listen, I can't help myself. Shit rhymes. I can't help it. There's two different ones that I wanted to kind of give you guys a way to remember what setting intentions really means, because it's such a fucking, what is it? It's such a bait word. It's such a, no. What is it? how do you say, like it's used all the time.
Yeah, it's something
but
that's
never
it's just thrown.
explained.
It's something that's thrown around.
All
You're
the
like,
time.
set your intentions. Any witchcraft book you get, it's like, set your intentions, but they never tell you what set your intentions means. Like, what do you mean by set your intentions exactly?
So that's where I wrote these little. Okay, there's 2 of them. A clear desire fuels your fire. Okay, so like having a clear thought about what you want to do, your fire is the action that you do. So it doesn't take just, your intention is not just a thought like, I'm going to be happy today. Now you align your actions with doing things that make you happy. So it's a 2-part message, setting intentions. Thoughts first, and thoughts and feelings go together, and then the actions that align with those thoughts, that goal, that what you want to experience. So that's why the next one is goals defined, use actions aligned. Is that one confusing? It's not for me, but what it could say without rhyming is aligned actions help you, defined goals and aligned actions help you have satisfaction. Don't make me be a poet.
I think we're making it. I'm afraid we might be making it hard. The point of the intention is to know what you want, to have a really clear,
a clear idea.
Like Jamie said, if you're going to go out into the world, you're seeking a job. You're like looking for a job. So your intention is to get a job. Then you go out and do the thing.
So you send out your resume, you
go to interviews, you talk to people, you network, and all those things. But you're also, in your mind, you're keeping this like positive, you're like already in your future where you have the job. It's like, I'm going to have the job.
Yep.
You see yourself in the job that you want.
I just thought of this in like a game show way. All right, you want to hear it?
Go ahead.
I don't know what this game show is, but behind door number 3, like, whatever that is, it's almost as if you state your intention to get what you want, and then you go on the game show and you're like, behind one of these doors is my goal. All I got to do is open each door. I got to do the action. I got to go there and be there. And then it's like, door number 1, what do you have to offer? And you're like, close, but no. Door number 2, you're almost there. It's almost what I want. And then door number 3, it's like, fuck yes, that's the one I want. That's it. It was made for me. I knew it was waiting for me. It's out there. I'm getting it.
That's it.
That's the way that I think about set your intentions and then do the actions.
Yeah.
Yeah. Was that a better one than my 2 little rhyming verses?
I think so. Yeah. It made more sense to me.
I'm no Taylor Swift yet, okay? I will get there.
So something else is allow the moon to guide you. I don't know any witch that doesn't love the moon.
No.
I mean, I think we're just drawn to it. It's magical.
It's a nature element that's sort of out of our reach but still there. It's almost like seeing a piece of the heavens that's not, a star is undefined light far away. We don't really know what it looks like. I just feel like
this really intense emotional connection.
Well, you're a Scorpio.
Yeah, with the moon. So
I love that, though. I think whatever can make you feel super connected, make you feel emotional, see, it's raising your vibrations already. Like it's changing your energy just looking at the thing. I love that. Well, in ways to use the moon with rituals and practices, to start you guys off, there's just 2 things you really need to know about the moon phases. Okay, don't try to record all 8, 10, 12, 1,500 of all the moons and all the new moons and all the full moons. Don't do all that. Start with 2 phases of the moon to understand its purpose. In one phase, it's growing, and in another phase, it's reducing in light. So you have waxing and waning. And I think that these are words that are not used in our communities anymore. So people are like, what the fuck is that?
What is waxing?
Waxing is a growth. It means to grow. It's an actual farmer's word.
It's an agricultural word.
It's an agricultural word. Thank you for making it more appropriate. Yeah. So when plants are waxing, in their waxing phase, they're growing. So I don't know why, a long time ago, there are things called wax beans. Okay? Mm-hmm. Right? That's a thing.
There are actually. Yeah.
I don't know what the fuck it is, but I know that it's a bean. And so when I imagine waxing, I think of the wax bean and that's growing. It's a plant. It's growing. Mm-hmm. And then waning, for me, waning sounds like whining and crying. And so then that's when I think it's the moon is getting smaller and sadder and it's no longer. So like those are
it's
the
no
ways.
Longer going to light the night.
Yeah, it's like, I'm waning. Like I picture.
I'm shrinking.
So that might be really silly, but that is how when I was very young, 18 years old, I had to figure out a way to remember waxing and waning because those were brand new words for me. And the the thing behind them, the magical purpose, the intentions behind those 2 phases are, if you want to grow something, do it during the waxing bean moon. No, just kidding. Not
during
bean.
The
waxing phase.
When the moon is
growing in size.
So that's as it's getting bigger. As it's getting bigger and toward the full moon.
Yeah, it's getting fuller.
It's going toward the full moon. It's going to be a full moon in a couple of weeks. That's your waxing moon.
That's your waxing moon.
And then after the full moon, it starts getting smaller and smaller and smaller and smaller.
And
that's
it's crying,
your waning.
it's waning.
That's your waning. And that's when that's the time for releasing and letting go and decluttering and getting rid of stuff that you don't no longer serves you. So that's the 2 ways that you can use those 2 moons. And you're right. You can get overwhelmed with having to learn all 8 phases of the moon and the different moon energies and all of that. And you really,
it's not necessary for beginners.
You don't have to, especially as a beginner.
Yeah.
Just use
and each of these
growing or getting rid of or getting smaller or
it
reducing.
It's less. So waning means to decrease in light. So you're becoming less illuminated. It's like a dimmer switch, just slowly going down. So both cycles are 2 weeks long, roughly. And in the middle, we have a full moon and we have a new moon. And you don't have to remember full moon and new moon. You don't have to remember. But new is anything new. New starts, new jobs, new relationships, new fixes, new anything, right? And that's what starts the growing cycle. That's why they go together. The new moon goes with growing something, building something. Whereas the full moon is at, see, now this is where it starts to feel very convoluted, but the full moon is right at the end of the growing cycle. It's got to the biggest, most bestest
that's like
thing
the
you could ever do.
celebration, the partying, that's the full moon fever and all of that.
That's the get out there and get wild.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think with full moon, you're at the highest energy level that you're going to reach for that cycle. So do the highest level energy thing that you can do. If that's taking a nap in bed, that's your highest energy level at that moment, do that. For me, a lot of times for full moon, I am fucking tired. I don't know why. It wipes me out. And then at new moon, I am wide awake, can't sleep. I'm like, no.
I'm the opposite.
I know. I wish I could change it.
So
I don't know.
Those 2 moons may affect you differently, and that's okay.
Yeah.
Just roll with it.
Just roll with it.
Yeah.
But that's one way to
honor it. I guess it's a better way to say is honor it.
Honor yourself. That self-care, whatever it is that you need. Don't feel like you have to be anything.
Okay. Next we have,
I think it's lastly.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah. It's the third one for rituals.
Last we have is journaling and manifestation practices. And I don't know how much I can emphasize the importance of making time for reflection, just quiet time where you're just you're in nature or in a place that makes you feel relaxed and connected with outside of yourself, with spirit, with whatever, and then spending time reflecting, because part of this journey is achieving an awareness about what's going on in your life. Speaking for myself, before I came to this practice, I was very much going through the motions and sort of on autopilot in my life and not really paying attention to things. And I eventually came to a point in my practice where I became much more aware of, and that, what got me there was like realizing, like spending time thinking about just reflecting on things that I had maybe done, like maybe mistakes that I'd made. Because even when I came here, and I was getting to know my daughters again, there was a couple of times I made mistakes, did things, said things as a mother that I probably shouldn't have said. No, probably that I shouldn't have said. I'll just own it. And so then sitting back and thinking about that and how I could have handled different, that was my time to reflect. That was my time to become aware of what I had done and how I could have handled things better and how I would handle them better in the moment. But it took me having that awareness and then reflecting on that and then deciding that I was going to handle things differently in my next interaction when the same, maybe similar situation came up.
Yeah. I think that's what makes us really powerful, when we know ourselves so well that situations can't get a grip on us and we become something else. Like spewing in anger, and you're like,
that's really true. When you can control your emotions,
emotions, reactions, the thoughts you have, like that's what makes us really powerful. When they talk about powerful witch, that's what that is. That's what real power looks like, is being able to control yourself in hard situations, where the hard situation doesn't make you act outside of your own grace.
Act outside of what your beliefs are, or the person that you want to be, the person that you're trying to get to. Like you want to be this elevated version of yourself that you are right now. You want to be a higher elevation, a higher vibration. When you can not react in anger or in ways that you might have in the past, maybe you cussed somebody out or got into a fight, maybe you were like super aggressive, or maybe you were passive aggressive, whatever it was, when you can.
Or not speaking up for yourself too. I mean.
Yeah, that too. There's all kinds of things that we do that are unhealthy for us.
Yeah, that we could do better. We could be better.
That we can elevate from. Believe it or not, you can really change, because I know I was in my 60s already when I did, 5 years ago.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was already 60 when I came to this, so you can change.
Yeah, change is possible.
Even if you're old like me.
So when I think about manifestation, I want to address this. This is how you can kind of tell where you currently are. If you cannot name 3 things that you're currently manifesting, air quotes, something you're trying to bring into your life, change, grow, this is manifestation. If you can't name 3 things that you are currently manifesting in your life, you're allowing life to happen to you. And it's like you could be waving this magical wand and manifesting the life you want, but you have to say it. You have to think about it. You have to know what you want, right? That the words are our magical wand. When we speak the things, when we speak them daily, those are those affirmations. That is our magical wand. You don't need the physical wand, but you need to say the words and think the words so that you know what you're trying to bring into your life. So if you can't name 3 things right now, you have some work to do. Can you name 3 things right now? I know you can. You don't have to say them.
Yeah, no, yeah. I can. Yeah.
So that's how we know that we're continuing to grow, get better, and still be active in our practice. I know that's another thing that comes up a lot. It's like, oh, I've been out of my practice a long time. Where do I start again? It's like, you don't have to start at the beginning. You're not brand new. It doesn't wipe out the last, couple of years that you were in it. But be working on yourself. Be working on something that you're bringing into your life that's better for you, better for your family, whatever. But be working on it. Yeah. That's what manifestation is to me. Decide what you want in your life and give energy to it. Like and I say by speaking the words. Words are my magical wand. Like, speak it so that it becomes real. It manifests. So very, very last is tracking personal growth. This is why we do talk about journaling so much, because Kat and I have both realized that when you write about your life and what's going on, and you get to go back and look at that a year, 2, 3, 5 years later, it's like reading old love letters. You're like, oh man, I can't believe I was so in love with that person. Like, I feel nothing now. Progress. Okay? Progress.
That really does happen.
It does happen. It's like progress pictures for people in weight loss journeys and stuff too.
Yeah.
Progress.
Yeah.
When we see our own progress, it empowers us. It makes us feel like, oh my God, I can do this. I am fucking getting better. But if we don't acknowledge our little triumphs, our little successes, our little like, ooh, I moved an inch, to the right or whatever. I don't know what direction would be associated with growth, but yeah, it's like, so I wrote down in here, which is really funny because Kat always calls me out for being really bad in the car and having, Tourette's and cussing people out for driving, because I'm just, driving here is a real pain in the ass for me. I sit with myself at the end of the day, and I look at the things that I did or how I interacted with people, or maybe I never left the house and I was like, wow, you didn't even step outside today. What's wrong with you? But I assess that, like, oh, what happened? Were you low energy? What was going on? That reflection is so important. But one of my simple statements is like, wow, I did not cuss anybody out in my mind today. And I am proud of myself when that happens, because I get emotional when I'm out with people and they're peopling like idiots, and it's really hard for me. Yeah. And my natural language is to cuss a lot, so I'm not gentle in my mind when people do dumb stuff. I'm just not. I don't cuss them out in person, but I say things. And when I don't do that, I'm like, oh, good. That's a step in the right direction. You feel proud of yourself, does. Right? I am. I'm and I want to break the habit.
Powerful.
Yeah, I want to.
Because you got control over it. Yeah.
I'm in control of myself. And if I did cuss somebody out, I'm like, I won't feel guilty. I'll just try to do better tomorrow. Just be like, you can't win them all. Like, I don't know. There's sayings you could do. I have my tea. I go to bed. I'm like, it'll be fine. Tomorrow, I'll be better. I'll try. Anyways.
That's it.
That's all you can do.
Starting a witchcraft practice is a deeply personal journey, and it doesn't have to be complicated.
Don't make it complicated.
By connecting with yourself and with the energies around you, you can create meaningful change, find balance, and nurture personal growth. Remember, witchcraft is about following your own path, trusting yourself, and being open to the magic that surrounds you every day. Thanks for joining us today. May your journey be magical and fulfilling.
See you next time,
witches.
Bye.